This is an origami zergling, and you're going to learn how to make one. So, you start with a square piece of origami paper, white on one side and colored on the other. You can do it with a normal piece of paper, but it's a lot easier if you use actual origami paper, so I suggest that you try it, especially if you're just starting out. The first part of this model is actually what's called a blinched frog base, and it's a common sort of starting point for origami models, and you can probably find instructions for how to make it online. But I'm going to go through it anyway because I got this square piece of paper and I got to turn it into a zergling somehow. So I'll start from the very beginning. First step is you want to fold in half along the diagonals. So we'll start by folding this corner up to meet this corner. And these first few creases are very important. If you don't get them right in the beginning, it'll throw off your entire model. So you have to make sure the points are lined up exactly. And then you want to make sure that these points are lined up exactly. You don't want sloppy folds in the beginning. Alright. Okay, I got all the points kind of just where I want them. So I am doing some soft creases first, and then I will go over it with my fingernails once I'm confident that the creases are in the right spot. Alright, so it's a triangle, unfold it again, and it's a square with a crease down the middle. Now we'll do the same along this diagonal by folding this point up to meet this point. And again, make sure that the points are exactly aligned so that your folds will be correct later on, because the earlier the folds, the more it affects the model later on. You can afford to be more messy when you're doing the later steps, but in the beginning you really have to be careful. So got it roughly in place. Now I'll crease it with my fingernails. Okay, now if we unfold that, we have a line on each diagonal. Hooray. Okay, now we're going to fold it in half in the sort of horizontal way so that it turns into a rectangle. We'll fold this top edge to meet this bottom edge here, and the two corners will also meet up. So we want to make sure that the corners are exactly aligned. Make a little crease there. Make sure that the edges are all exactly aligned. Other side. Make sure it's lined up correctly. Alright. Okay. So that is our first sort of rectangular fold. Now we'll fold in half the other way. And again, making sure everything is perfectly aligned. By the way, I wouldn't be surprised if this whole thing takes an hour. Okay, my computer just tripped decided to turn off his monitor. Anyway, so this model is pretty advanced, and it will take a long time. If I was doing it by myself, I could probably do it in 20-30 minutes, but because I'm trying to explain every step in detail, it'll probably take at least an hour. So hopefully I'll have enough daylight to finish this instructions. Okay, so we have some nice creases along the diagonals and along the vertical and horizontal. So next thing we need to do is blint it, and this is a origami thing where you, let's see, you fold all the corners into the middle. So you want to fold, make sure that, how can I show the camera at the same time? It's kind of awkward. Okay. Can't really see through the paper. Let's try that again. Oh, here's a good idea. Okay, so fold it in half like this, and then fold the corner up to the edge of the paper, right on the sort of intersection of all the creases. And make sure it's very exact, and then pinch it general, and then crease it sharply with fingernails. Alright, so it looks like this, and we're going to do this on all four corners. So now we'll do this one, and just for the sake of illustration, I'll fold it in half so that I can kind of see what I'm doing and you can see what I'm doing at the same time. So again, we fold it to the center at the intersection of all the creases, and it should match up exactly with the one behind it, and that's a good reason that you could fold it in half. It helps you see. Okay, creasing sharply. So now it looks like this. So our square, folding things in half. Okay, or to the center. Now we'll do the last two corners. And again, let's see. Okay, it looks like that. Crease it with fingernails. I'm using both of my fingernails together. If you do this on a desk, it's probably a little easier. You can just use your fingernail on the surface of the desk to crease it rather than using both fingers. Alright, last one. Okay, fold to the center. Okay, can't really see what I'm doing here. Let's see. It's very awkward. Okay, I'm just doing this. Alright, so we have our blintz sort of thing, I guess you would call it, and it's a square shape. And if you unfold the whole thing, it looks like this. It's just our square with the corners folded in, which kind of turns the square into this diagonal square. Alright, so this side is just solid paper. This side has all these flaps on it. What we're going to do is collapse the four corners of the paper, 1, 2, 3, 4, along these creases here. So this crease, for example, goes like that. This crease goes like that. And basically, we're going to hope the creases go the way they want to go, and just compress it together like this. So it was like this. The other side has the flaps. And then we're going to sort of let the creases go all the way in the direction they want to go.